Hello everyone and welcome back to Susa Plays. It's time for today's GeoGuessr challenge. As usual we will go with 5 minutes and as usual I will put this seed in the video description so you can play along if you want. You should do that now and then come back and watch the video afterwards to compare your decisions to mine. Here's the challenge for those of you who want to watch it for any reason. Alright, we're on a pretty major road here, so this should not be too hard. However, it looks like we are in Russia or any of the neighboring countries which use the Cyrillic alphabet. But anyway, I think we can go over here and have a look at these signs. And then we will lament the fact that we do not know Russian at all. So we don't know which city this might be. Do we? It's not Moscow. It's like an H, then a backwards R, then an upside down L. I don't know what letters those would be if we translate them to the Latin alphabet. But it should start with an H. That should be an N then. So this is N. And the backwards R, I think, is... Let's see if we can find that one. I really should just Google it and learn this alphabet if I'm going to play GeoGuessr. There's the backwards R. It's a Y. So we have N, Y, upside down L. This is going to take all the... I'm just looking at the first letter of these ones because I think they are the capital letters, which I think is what they use on this sign. Is there anything starting with upside down L? I can't really find anything. Alright, let's move on now. We might find a better... This is such a large road. It seems to split into two here. One goes across the river on this bridge, which also looks like we should be able to... This must be one pretty major river. Can we find any more road signs going down this way? What was that? Like a snowflake. There's nothing. I thought it was perhaps an advertisement for the Winter Olympics or something like that, which were held in Russia in 2014. Now the Google footage is usually from 2011, 2012. So it would make sense that it would have some sort of advertisement for that. Don't know what that means. House is over here. Don't see any signs really. Well, I see a lot of signs, but I don't see anything that I recognize as road signs. Don't think I would be able to make out anything out of these ones. Well, we don't see any English or any at all, so I would guess we're a little bit further into Russia. So I'm gonna put the marker still. It doesn't look too barren. These houses look pretty modern. So perhaps we're near... I'm gonna say we're near Kazan because sometimes we are. This road is going straight southeast. So straight in this direction. Very, very long straight road. Maybe we're on this road towards Samara. Don't know. It's a very large road though. would have hoped that we've seen one of those road signs that says like 600 kilometers to a major city that we would be able to find on the map. Okay, I'm not stopping for signs. There's the Russian pedestrian crossing. Yeah, this is like a major... No, we were not close at all. We were further north. We're a bit into Russia, that was true, but the road was not as large as the ones I was guessing. This was the river. I can't tell. County Mansiusk was the city. I don't know what that sign would have been for. Maybe a city further down here? No, it doesn't really fit on anyone. Okay, well, 2100. Not great, but it was pretty difficult. Okay, what's this now? We're on a sort of a flooded road, and I don't see any trees. Could this be like Africa? This could be South Africa. I haven't had any Africa that hasn't been South Africa, or at least very close to the border to South Africa. I don't think Google has very good map coverage in Africa yet. Okay, we're headed southeast and the camera got bad. So this might be Australia then? Okay, now the camera is good again. Ahead. Animals. Sheep and cattle. Could be Australia. I mean, this looks like Australia. This looks like Mars. I don't think it's Mars. See? Green, red, green, red. Alright, well, am I driving on the right side here? Looks like when I click on the right side I get the green, which is heading in this direction because the dust is on this side. But when I click on the left here, okay, maybe not. There when I clicked on the right side, I got this. Alright, well, it doesn't really fit. I'm clicking on the right side and I get the green one. Did I turn around? No. Okay, what road would this be? There are no mountains in sight. I don't know if we could have this sort of nature in South Africa. I think it might be Australia. But I have no idea if this is eastern or western or northern. I'm not getting anywhere. Well, I'm getting somewhere, but I'm not getting there visibly, at least. Alright, there was the other camera. So the Google car at least has driven this road twice. Maybe not in the same year, but... Click, 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 click. This is exciting. Yeah, we were passing the fences, which I suppose is dividing up these lands into different... Is there something in the distance? Is this, what is this? A forest? Some houses? A mirage at least? I think I see some trees over here. Traffic hazard ahead. What could that be? Well, they're speaking English. Is this the traffic hazard? A sheep? Perhaps a very angry sheep? Okay, here's a car. Which side of the road are you driving on? You're driving on the left, and then you're turning into the middle. Which side are we passing you on? None. Okay, well, what part of the world do they drive in the middle of the road? Hey, come back here. He looks to be driving on the right, actually. Well, no, he's just driving in the middle. Yeah, he didn't want to get passed by the Google Drive, yes. Anyway, I'm gonna put the marker in Australia, but what part of Australia? Western? Which one is flattest? I have no idea. Are there any mountains in Australia? Maybe we're in South Australia. I'm just gonna put us up here somewhere. Not very close to populated areas. I think this is mostly desert. Well, this is nearly desert. Maybe we're in Queensland. Okay, let's yeah, that's the time, all the time we had. It was Australia, it was New South Wales though. So not a very good guess. We were on this road. If I'd gone the other way, I would have found the B75. But instead, I went this way. And I wouldn't have found anything until we got to Hillston, which perhaps was that little bit of mirage on the horizon we saw. Yep, well, that was difficult, I must admit. Okay, now we have more familiar houses. Leaf trees, cars, very pointed houses. Could that mean we're in a country where they get snow? That dog is eyeballing us. Probably want to go this way then. We could be in Europe. This looks kind of European. Eastern, Western Europe, I don't know. Greenhouses. A little bit of a brick house here. Could be a suburb, small town. Okay, this one is red and white. Could be in Britain. It could be in... We're driving on the right, so we're not in Britain. Unless this guy's... No, he's driving on the right. So... We couldn't go this way, right? So we have to go this way. Okay. So where are we then? This could very well be Scandinavia as well. Like perhaps Norway. We've been in Norway a few times. I don't see much mountains though. So maybe it's... Yeah, this looks more like Eastern Europe. This is the S. It could be Czech Republic then. Or Latvia. Poland. Or down here in Croatia. Can't tell from that, but maybe this will have some information for us. P49. Nuksi Esernieki. P49, you say. I'm gonna check Lithuania because they have a lot of those S's with the little bit of inflex over, but they don't have a P on their roads. How about Latvia? They have P on their roads. Well, the letter P. 49. Well, that looks possible. 62. 70. I'm gonna put a marker in Latvia. It seems to fit. 98. Let's zoom in a little more. 131. It's going the wrong way. 89. Don't these... Oh, they have numbers. I just zoomed out a little bit too far. 53, 9. Okay, can we find Esernieki without having to look at all the roads. Ezernieki. There's the 43. I wanted 49. Ezernieki. Looks like it would be big enough to 49. There we go. It's right on the border to Russia. Well, not right on the border, but there's Ezernieki with Nuksi. This must be south then, yes. Nuksi. If we zoom in a little bit, maybe we'll find Nuksi. There we go. That's only 8 kilometers away. So if it's 49 to there, and this is 50, and this 10, so 5 to 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be like almost all the way up here. If we turn around, do we go to Martisi? Yeah, that was what we was leaving before, right? On this sign, Martisi. Okay, so we started sort of right in Martisi. This would be the border. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, that was good. A little further north. We're on this little off-road. Yeah, I remember. Well, that was good. Latvia. Alright, here we have mountains in the distance. Pretty open landscape. Shadows from clouds. Some person here waiting for something. Pan 4M19 epolatka.com. Panar quality seeds. Okay. Yellow center line. If we're driving on the left, I'm willing to guess that we're in South Africa because of the distinct mountains and nature. Yeah, he was driving on the left. The Google camera makes every car look like a toy. Yeah, I think this might be South Africa. Let's see if we can find one of those green and yellow road signs. In the distance here. We're going south a little bit to the east. There's a sign facing the other direction. It's not a sign, it's a house. Very well. We're getting somewhere. It looks like a populated area, not densely populated, but at least to the point where it would be, where there would be signs on the road telling you where you're headed. Or at least the number of the road. But then again, we're not finding much. Okay, to the south we have a bunch of mountains. A little bit if we look to the way off to the west as well. Where are the mountains here down in South Africa? I think there are some mountains around Cape Town, but I don't know very well. I'm gonna put the marker close to Cape Town. I know that Cape Town is surrounded by plateaus or mountains that sort of look like these, big and flat on the top. But there might be more of those in other parts of Kahalasi High School. Kalasi. Sorry. Let's see. Blue on red is not a good color scheme for signs. Mufasa. Can't read that. I can't read this either. Something children here, at least. Steep decline. Well, I think there would be a sign telling us we were headed towards Cape Town if we were. Some goats. This could be other African countries. I said we didn't often have African countries other than South Africa, but there's really nothing that ties us to South Africa here. In fact, if it was South Africa, I would have expected to see one of those or something signs already. And also there are more mountains than we've seen in South Africa before. So we might actually be in another African country. Perhaps we were up here in Kenya or Tanzania. Zimbabwe. To be honest, I don't know exactly where the mountains of Africa would be. Mount Kilimanjaro is over here, I believe. I don't know exactly where. But I'm not willing to... it was actually... Well, it's South Africa. No, it wasn't South Africa. It was Lesotho. That's perhaps why we didn't see the... They don't even have numbers on their roads, apparently. Really? It's a small country, but still. That's really troublesome if you're playing GeoGuessr. This road doesn't even connect to South Africa. It turns around. There's one road that goes almost all the way to the border. So we were headed south. We wouldn't have reached South Africa. We would have stayed in Lesotho. Oh well, still we were close to South Africa. Now we have other types of mountains with snow on top. Sort of a powdery snow. What's this, actually? Is this snow? Or is this like a white rock formation? Okay, we're driving on the left as well. What is this? Japan, probably, right? I mean, the only place I can think of that have snow-covered peaky mountains and driving on the left would be Japan. Unless we're in Africa again, but this doesn't quite look like Africa. Yeah, here we're in Japanese characters. So we would be in the mountain of Japan. Let's see if I remember. This is Hokkaido. This is Honshu. And no, I don't remember. This is something else Shu. Like Kenshu or Keichu or something like that. And this is something that is sort of a mix between those two last ones. But either way, I sort of looked it up, at least. Okay, so if we're in the mountain regions of Japan, could we be near Nagano? I'm gonna put the marker there. Let's follow this car backwards. This car is following us. Okay, there was a sign there. Right here, actually. Mount Hakoda, Kasamatsu Pass, Aomori. The 103 is the road. And we're headed sort of west. Mount Tate. That's not it. Mount Hutaka, Yarigadake, Amakasari, Shiruma, Mikagura, Tanichi, Noiji, Ashashi, Asahi, Funagata. I can't find Hakoda. Well, Chukai. Many mountains in Japan. Himekami. Okay, can we find Aomori? Aomori. Okay, so we're headed this way. On the 103, this road. Hakoda. That's it. Hakoda Mountains. So where's the Kasamatsu Pass then? Can we find that? This is Hakoda Mountains. So we would be somewhere around here. Can we find Kasamatsu? Is this still the 103? 102. 102. The 103 starts here. Alright, so we have to be around here. Trying to match the Japanese characters here, but this is it's a little bit of a twist and turny road we were on. We might have started somewhere around here. We're now headed northwest, which would be here. Okay, I'm gonna go for that. Yeah, that was pretty good, pretty good. The 103, yeah, this is where I guessed. We were actually further north. Hakoda Mountains were up here. This was the little twist we took. Alright. Well, still good. Thanks to Aomori being on the sign there. I guess that was the best ones on that. Well, this one was pretty good as well, the Latvia one. Latvia and Japan were okay. The Russian and the Australian one brought down the score a little bit, and we didn't manage to figure out where in South Africa we were, because we weren't in South Africa, we were in Lesotho. So 17,277. Average, let's say. I've had 17,000 quite a few times lately, but all in all, pretty good round. I hope you had fun. We didn't get to go to North or South America this time. If that's good or bad, I leave up to the viewers to decide. Anyway, and until next time, take care. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.